Hi students, welcome to the class. We'll continue with the numerical problems in this class. In the previous class, we discussed with 5 numerical problems. So we'll continue with the next problems in this class. Now, if you observe the question, the vapor pressure of ethyl alcohol at 298 Kelvin is 40 mm of Hg. That is at 25 degrees Celsius to 98 Kelvin. The vapor pressure of ethyl alcohol is given. So we can consider this the vapor pressure in its pure form. So P naught is equal to 40 millimeters of mercury. Then its mole fraction in a solution with methyl alcohol, that is by mixing into methyl alcohol after forming as a solution, its mole fraction is given. So that is 0.80. So it is mole fraction is equal to 0.80. Now with this information, so they are asking what is the vapor pressure in solution if the mixture obeys Raoult's law. Now vapor pressure of ethyl alcohol in the solution they are asking. So if the solution is obeying Raoult's law. Now from the given information, so P naught is there, mole fraction is there, and the P, that is the vapor pressure of ethyl alcohol in solution, we need to find out. Now we know that from Raoult's law, vapor pressure of any component in a solution will be equal to, so its vapor pressure in the pure form into mole fraction of the component in the solution. So this is from the mathematical form of the Raoult's law. Now what we need to find out is P. So remaining values are available in the problem, and it's a direct substitution to get the answer. So P naught is 40, mole fraction is 0.80. So and the answer will be, it is 40 into 0.80 will be 32. The unit of vapor pressure, it is mm of Hg. It's a simple 2-mark question. So it is asked in the model paper, one of the model paper question, a simple direct solution. So it is the vapor pressure of ethyl alcohol in the solution is found to be 32 mm of Hg. We'll continue with the next problem now. The mole fraction of helium in a saturated solution at 20 degrees Celsius is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Find the pressure of the helium above the solution given KH is equal to 144.97 kilobar. Now, if you observe the question, so they have given the mole fraction of the helium at a given temperature, that is 20 degrees Celsius, is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. That is mole fraction of helium is given as 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. Find the pressure of the helium above the solution. They are asking the pressure of the helium to calculate. To solve this, they have given the Henry's law constant Kh, which is equal to 144.97 kilobar, or so you convert the kilo value to express the unit in bar. It is 144.97 into kilo is 10 to the power of 3. So with the unit bar now. So conversion of kilobar to bar, it is 10 to the power of 3 bar. Now from the given data, the problem is clear. So it's from the Henry's law. So Henry's law relates the parameter as P is equal to Kh mole fraction. That is the solubility of gas in a liquid at a given temperature is directly proportional to its mole fraction present in the solution, or mole fraction of the gas present in the solution will be directly proportional to its partial pressure present above the surface of the liquid. As it is with respect to helium gas, So if you want, you can specify this, otherwise it's not required. Now, so with the information, we need to find the partial pressure only. They have given the mole fraction and Henry's law constant. KH value is 144.97 into 10 to the power of 3. Mole fraction of the helium, it is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6. So if we solve with the help of a simple calculator, power term simplification first, 10 to the power of plus 3, 10 to the power of minus 6 is 10 to the power of minus 3. Then 144.97 into 1.2 will be equal to 173.96 into 10 to the power of minus 3. In the unit of pressure, it is bar. Now the pressure of helium above the surface of the liquid, so where the mole fraction of the gas is 1.2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 with a Henry's law constant 144.97 kilobar is 173.96 into 10 to the power of minus 3 bar. Okay, we'll continue with the next problem. A 4% solution of a non-volatile solute is isotonic with 0.702% of urea solution. Calculate the molar mass of the solute. Given molar mass of urea is 60 gram per mole. They have given a solution of a known substance, so which is a 4% solution of that non-volatile solute. It is isotonic with 0.702% of urea solution. One is known compound, that is urea, with 0.702% in a solution, and another one is an unknown non-volatile solute whose percentage present in the solution is 4%. As urea is known, its molar mass is given, so we can consider the mass in the 100% of the solution as 0.702 grams. If we observe this, the relationship to solve is, so from this aspect, it is isotonic solution. So both the solutions are isotonic with each other. So we know that for isotonic solutions, their osmotic pressures will be same. So we'll consider the first component as urea and the second component as a non-volatile solute, which we don't know. So its molar mass will try to find. Now, as their osmotic pressures are same, so their concentration will be same. That is, their concentration we can equate. So we know that pi is equal to CRT, R and T being common factors, so will be cancelled on either side. So their concentration, number of moles of solute divided by volume of solution liters. So with the given percentage, their volume will take it as same. So we'll take only their number of moles. Now instead of pi 1 and pi 2, now we can equate as number of moles of the first component will be equal to number of moles of second component. That is what the concentration we have taken. So volume will be again same, and instead of volume we have taken only their number of moles. Again this with the understanding of isotonic. Now to consider N1 and N2, so we'll consider the definition of number of moles. W1 by M1, N2 is W2 by M2. So with respect to urea, the mass of urea is 0.702%, refers to 0.702 grams divided by molar mass of urea is given. So it is 60 gram per mole, which is equal to mass of non-volatile solute. It is a 4% solution, that is 4 grams in 100 grams of the solution. Hence mass of the solute is 4 grams. Its molar mass we don't know, that is what it is, M2. Now we'll rearrange the equation to calculate M2. M2 will be equal to, that is 60 into 4 divided by 0.702, and the answer will be 60 into 40, that is 60 into 4 is 240 divided by 0.702. The answer is 341.88. As it is a molar mass, the unit is gram per mole. So if you observe, for the given non-volatile solute, its molar mass was found to be 341.88 gram per mole. Now, with these simple type of numerical problems, we'll go for the important type of numericals in the unit, which will be a definite 3-mark numerical problems for the final exam. So from all the past previous year papers, if you take from March 2014 till 2020 March exam, so a 3-mark numerical problem on colligative properties for molar mass of the solute to calculate, they have asked in the exams. Hence, we'll focus much on those colligative property calculations. So recall the 4 colligative property equations: relative lowering of vapor pressure, elevation of boiling point, depression of freezing point, and osmotic pressure. So with its molar mass of the solute rearrangement. So practice these problems very clearly. Correct formula, so in the solution, carries 1 mark. Substitution, simplification with the unit carries 2 mark. So total it will be a 3-mark problem, a definite numerical problem from the unit. Hence focus the problems very clearly. So we'll start with first. So it is relative lowering of vapor pressure problems. Okay, observe the first problem on colligative properties, relative lowering of vapor pressure. So as soon as you see the problem, so try to segregate the given data very clearly. So majority of the students will find difficult in segregating those given data. So try to understand it. So maximum information will be very clear. So once you read the question, so in a proper way, then recall which colligative property is a given problem asked for. So then go for simplification, then substitution, and finding the correct answer. So hence, so give first priority to segregate the given data in the problem, recalling which colligative property is asked in the question, then substitution with the correct answer. So now, if you observe the question, the vapor pressure of pure benzene at a certain temperature is 0.850 bar. When 0.5 grams of a non-volatile solute is added to 39 grams of benzene with a molar mass 78 gram per mole, vapor pressure of solution is 0.845 bar. What is the molar mass of the solute? Now they are asking what is the molar mass of the solute. So there are 2 components present in the solution. So it is pure benzene and a non-volatile solute. So solute, benzene indicates will be the solvent. Now about benzene and about the solute, what are all the given data they have given in question? So we'll write it first. The vapor pressure of pure benzene at a certain temperature, whether they have given this word pure or not, at a given temperature, if you consider any particular component, so it will be its vapor pressure in the pure form. Hence, so it is a pure benzene's vapor pressure. So we'll consider it as, so it is P naught. So for benzene, as it is solvent, we'll consider as 1. Either you take it as 1 or you can take it as PA naught. So and the value is, it is 0.850 bar. So if you are not writing A also, no problem. You write P naught, then it is also sufficient. Next. when 0.5 grams of non-volatile solute is added, that is the mass of the solute is given W2. So 0.5 grams of this non-volatile solute is added to 39 grams of benzene, that is mass of benzene is given 39 grams with a molecular mass, molar mass of benzene also they have given M1 78 gram per mole. Vapor pressure of solution is 0.845 bar. Now with the given mass of solute added with 39 grams of solvent, so the solution's vapor pressure, that is P, is found to be 0.845 bar. Now with this given information, they are asking us to calculate the molar mass of solute, that is M2. Hope the segregation of the data is clear. So pure benzene is a solvent, its vapor pressure is P naught 0.850. Then the vapor pressure of the solution, so it is 0.845 bar, that is P. The mass of solute is 0.5 grams, as it is a solute W2, 0.5 grams. Mass of benzene, so as one is solute, the other one should be the solvent, hence the mass of solvent W1 is 39 grams. Molar mass of the benzene is given 78 gram per mole. Then, so we need to find the molar mass of solute. Now, before going for direct rearranged equation, so try to recall with the definition equation so that it will be helpful to avoid the mistakes in the calculation. So we know that RLVP P naught minus P divided by P naught is equal to mole fraction of solute in the solution, that is N2 divided by N1 by assuming a very dilute solution. So we have considered this from the Raoult's law for relative lowering of vapor pressure. Now we know that the definition of N2 W2 by M2, definition of N1 W1 by M1. So we'll substitute that. That is, we'll rearrange that. P naught minus P divided by P naught is equal to W2 by M2. Then N1 will consider in the numerator now is W1 by M1. M1 goes to the numerator divided by W1. So this is by taking the definition of number of moles for the corresponding substances. So N2 is W2 by M2, N1 is W1 by M1. Now we'll rearrange. So we need to find for M2. M2 is equal to M2 on LHS. This on the RHS will become P naught divided by P naught minus P W2 M1 divided by W1. Now this is the rearranged formula. So getting this formula, so will carries 1 mark in the solution. So writing this formula will carries 1 mark. If you can remember this directly, so you can go for writing. Better to avoid any mistakes. So go with the definition, then with a simple step of rearrangement, you can calculate or you can rearrange the equation for the required component to find. Now molar mass of solute to find, we have rearranged the equation. From the given data, we'll substitute all the values. Now P naught is, it is 0.850. P naught is again 0.850 minus P, that is 0.845. Then W2 is 0.5. M1 is 78. W1 is, it is 39. So we can simplify this. Now M2 will be equal to, so use only simple calculator to avoid mistake. So we'll observe the simplification now. It will be 0.850 into 0.5 into 78 will be equal to, I'm multiplying only the numerator values. The value is 33.15 divided by the difference first, 0.850 minus 0.845, that is 0.005 into 39. The denominator value now is 0.195. I will divide this to get the final molar mass of the solute. It is 33.15 divided by 0.195. The answer is 170 as it is a molar mass. Gram per mole is a unit. You can observe how easy is the problem. So once the rearrangement step is clear, the given data is segregated in a proper way. So substitution will have a simplification in 2 or 3 steps, right? So don't make any simple mistakes in the simple mathematical operations. So if the steps are more also, no problem. Do it carefully and get the answer. Hope the solution is clear. So give first importance for gathering the data, then so substituting with the correct formula and getting the answer with the unit. Hope the solution is clear. So we'll continue with a next problem. You can observe a similar problem of the previous type. So it is again based on relative lowering of vapor pressure. If you observe the problem, 5.8 grams of a non-volatile solute was dissolved in 100 grams of carbon disulfide, that is CS2. The vapor pressure of solution was found to be 190 mm of Hg. Calculate the molar mass of solute. Given the vapor pressure of pure carbon disulfide CS2 is 195 millimeters of mercury. Molar mass of carbon disulfide CS2 is 76 gram per mole. Now, if you observe the question properly, so it is 5.8 grams of non-volatile solute. So was dissolved in 100 grams of CS2. So that shows there are two components. One is non-volatile solute and another one is CS2. So this will be solute and this will be solvent. So solvent, if it is not specified also, it will be clear if you understand the nature of solution. As one is solute, the other component will be solvent. Now the mass of solute, non-volatile solute, is 5.8 grams. And mass of solvent, that is carbon disulfide, is 100 grams. Then the vapor pressure of the solution was found to be, so vapor pressure for solution, that is P is equal to 190 mm of Hg. Then calculate the molar mass of solute. M2 we need to calculate. Given vapor pressure of pure CS2, that is in its pure form, its vapor pressure P0 is given, that is 195 mm of Hg. Then they have given the molar mass of carbon disulfide, which will be the solvent in the solution. Molar mass of solvent M1 is 76 gram per mole. Now all the required values for finding the molar mass is given in the question. Now we'll recall the relative lowering of vapor pressure equation. So P0 minus P by P0 is equal to N2 by N1 with the definition. So P0 minus P by P0 is equal to W2 by M2 into M1 by W1. With the rearrangement for finding the molar mass of solute, M2 will be equal to P0 divided by P0 minus P into W2M1 divided by W1. So with the rearrangement, we'll go for substitution now. So P0 is given 195. P0 is 195 minus P is 190. W2 mass of solute is 5.8 grams. Molar mass of solvent is 76. Mass of solvent is 100 grams. As we go for simplification, so we'll use again a simple calculator for finding the answer. Numerator will simplify first. It is 195 into 5.8 into 76. So it is 85956. So difference of 195 minus 190 is 5. 5 into 100, that is 500. So we'll consider the division of the values. 85956 divided by 500. The answer is 171.912. So as it is a molar mass, gram per mole. Answer is almost similar, that is nearer to the previous question problem also. So it is 171.912 gram per mole is the molar mass of the given non-volatile solute with a mass of 5.8 grams dissolved in 100 grams of CS2. Hope the solution is clear. It's almost same type, just a small variation in the values. So hence practice again the same concept I am repeating, so don't get confused. So try to remember clearly. So segregating the data, writing the correct formula with the rearrangement, substituting the values for the finding of right answer. So with this, we'll go for, we'll continue with one more similar problem. This problem was asked in March 2020, the last completed exam. So this is the problem they have asked. So now again, the problem is based on relative lowering of vapor pressure. So if you consider the problem, vapor pressure of benzene is 200 mm of Hg. When 2 grams of a non-volatile solute dissolved in 78 grams of benzene. Benzene has vapor pressure of 195 mm of Hg. Calculate the molar mass of the solute. Molar mass of benzene is given, which is 78 gram per mole. Now the vapor pressure of benzene in its pure form is 200 mm of Hg. When 2 grams of a non-volatile solute is added to 78 grams of benzene, so benzene has vapor pressure of 195 mm of Hg. That is, upon addition of solute with the solvent, the vapor pressure of the solution is decreased, that is 195 mm of Hg. So with this information, they are asking us to calculate the molar mass of solute. So they have given the molar mass of solvent. Now it is vapor pressure of benzene in its pure form. It is 200 mm of Hg. If you have a confusion in getting this, remember P naught will be always greater when compared to another pressure, that is pressure of solution. So pressure of solution is given, so which is 195 mm of Hg. If you observe, the mass of non-volatile solute added is 2 grams, that is W2 is 2 grams, and it is added to 78 grams of benzene. Benzene is a solvent, hence W1 is, it is 78 grams. They have given the molar mass of benzene, that is M1, it is 78 gram per mole. And they are asking us to calculate the molar mass of the solute, that is M2 we need to calculate. Now, all the required information to solve we have. So first we'll consider the equation with the proper rearrangement. We'll go for substitution to get the right answer. So as we know from Raoult's law for RLVP, P naught minus P by P naught is equal to N2 by N1. So with the definition of number of moles, the equation is written as P naught minus P by P naught is equal to W2 by M2 into M1 by W1. With the rearrangement for molar mass of solute to calculate, M2 is equal to P naught divided by P naught minus P, W2 into M1 divided by W1. I will substitute the values. So P naught is given, it is 200 P naught minus P, that is 200 minus 195. Then W2 is 2 grams. Molar mass of solvent 78 grams. Mass of solvent is also 78 grams. We'll go with finding the molar mass now. 78, 78. So exactly divisible. So we'll go with simple solving now. It is 200 into 2 will be 400. This is 200 minus 195 will be 5. And if you consider 400 divided by 200 minus 195, 5. So it will be 80 gram per mole. As it is a simple values, calculator is not required. So directly you can get the answer. And the mass of the given solute, non-volatile solute, was found to be 70, that is 80 gram per mole in the given solution. We'll consider one more similar type of problem, but here instead of molar mass calculation, so they have given the vapor pressure of the solution to find out. So it's from one of the PU question model paper. So we'll try to observe the solution. So if we observe the question now, at 298 Kelvin, the vapor pressure of water is 23.75 mm of Hg. That is at 25 degrees Celsius, vapor pressure of water, that is a pure solvent vapor pressure, is given 23.75 mm of Hg. Calculate the vapor pressure at the same temperature. At the same temperature, they are asking us to calculate the vapor pressure of 5% aqueous solution of urea. So here the mass and all they have not directly given. So they have given the information of 5% aqueous solution. So with that we need to collect the data. We'll try to observe with the solution now. Given the molar mass of urea as 60 gram per mole. Now if you observe the vapor pressure of water at 298 Kelvin, so is 23.75. So P naught is equal to 23.75, the unit mm of Hg. Calculate the vapor pressure at the same temperature over 5% aqueous solution of urea. That is the vapor pressure of solution they are asking us to calculate. The solution is 5% aqueous solution. As we require in mass, we'll consider that percentage as mass to mass percentage. 5% aqueous solution of urea refers to 5 grams of urea in 95 grams of water. So that together will give 100 grams of the solution. 5 grams of urea in 95 grams of water. Hence mass of solute is 5 grams. Molar mass of solute urea is given in the question. It is 60 gram per mole. So present in 95 grams of water, that is mass of solvent is 95 grams. Now with this information they are asking, so what is the vapor pressure of the solution? So this is the interesting information what we need to observe carefully in the problem. So 5% of aqueous solution of urea, as it is aqueous prepared in water, 5 grams of urea in 95 grams of water. We'll go with the Raoult's law for RLVP. P naught minus P by P naught is equal to N2 by N1. So with the definition of N2 and N1, P naught minus P by P naught is equal to W2 M2 into M1 by W1. Except P, we have all the remaining values. We'll go for substitution. So we'll not rearrange. So we'll substitute, then we'll simplify. So P naught is 23.75 minus P divided by 23.75 is equal to W2 is 5 into M1 is, it is molar mass of the solvent. So again M1 they have not given, we can calculate as it is water. So M1 will be, so for water it is 2 into atomic mass of hydrogen plus 1 into atomic mass of oxygen, 16 plus 2, 18 gram per mole. it is 18 divided by M2 is 60, mass of solvent W1, it is 95. Now we'll simplify this calculation. So first we'll multiply 23.75 into 5 into 18, 213, that is 2137.5. Have multiplied 23.75 into 5 into 18 divided by 60 into 95. It is 5700, and remaining 23.75 minus P is equal to this value. So we'll divide that value. 2137.5 divided by 5700, it is 0.375 is equal to 23.75 minus P. We'll rearrange now. So minus P on the other side will become P plus P. This is 23.75 minus 0.375, and answer will be 23.75 minus 0.375 will be equal to 23.375. The vapor pressure of the solution was found to be 23.375. So nothing complications in the problem. So first we need to understand the given question, segregate the data. So here 5% of aqueous solution. From that, how we have taken the mass of solute, the mass of solvent is very much important. Molar mass of solvent is also they have not given. In such cases, in any given problem, if the solvent is known, use its molecular formula to find the molar mass. Then go for substitution and getting the answer. Hope the solution is clear. So with this, so in our next class, so we'll continue with the remaining problems of the colligative properties. Thank you.